Hello friends, welcome to WebTech, and today we are going to see different types of values supported in TypeScript. Basically, types are categorized into two basic types, that is built-in and user-defined. TypeScript has 5 built-in types. We'll see all of them in detail. The first one is string, which is used to store or represent text. The number type is used to represent the numbers. Boolean type is used to represent the Boolean values like true and false. The null and undefined are actually look similar, but they are not. Undefined means whenever you declare a variable but left it uninitialized, then that type of variable is undefined. And the null means it has been set to an object whose value is null. When we look at the practical implementation, I will explain the difference between both of them to you. So let's move to the practical implementation. So here we are having our index.ts file open, our compiler in watch mode, and here we will execute JS file to see the output. If you are not aware about how to keep the compiler in watch mode, you can watch my previous tutorial. So now we will see each type one by one. So first of all, we will see string type. I have declared an variable and assign an text value to it. Suppose now I hover over the message variable, then I can see the type of message is string. So whenever we assign text value to the any variable, then type of that variable becomes string. Again, if I declare another variable and assign digit value, that is number value, to that variable, then type of that variable becomes number. So if I hover over the h, you can see the type number. Now we will see another type, that is boolean. I have declared isValid variable and assign an boolean value to you, that is true. And if I hover over isValid variable, you can see the type of isValid variable is boolean. Let me declare an variable, but I will not initialize this time, and I will try to log that variable into the console. Okay, so the compiler is detecting changes automatically. I will run the JS file, and you see we got undefined here. So whenever you declare an variable but left it uninitialized, the value of that variable becomes undefined. And for each type, you can access the different methods associated with that type. So for string, you can access lots of methods associated with string type. So here you can use any method. And if you remove that initialization, suppose I'm not initializing it to value, and if I try to access the IntelliSense, here it will not show anything. But suppose I left it that again, and here I'm trying to access the IntelliSense after period, so I'm having access to all the methods available for the string type. Okay, same thing goes with the number data type. So age is the of type number, so I can access the method related to number type. So guys, that's it for the built-in types. Now we will see user-defined type. Like built-in types, we have user-defined types in TypeScript. So there are various types, user-defined types: interface, class, enum, function, and arrays. So we will see each of them one by one. Interface acts as a structure or shape. Here we cannot instantiate the interface, but it plays an important role in type checking in TypeScript. Classes are used to create the reusable component. TypeScript is having support for classes from ES6. We use classes to group functions and properties related to each other. We use enum to define constants. Functions are nothing but logical blocks. We use them to organize our code. We can have named or anonymous functions in TypeScript. And last one is array. Array is nothing but the collection of elements. So we will see each of the data type in practical implementation in practical session. So let's move to the Visual Code. So back to Visual Code, we have declared a get full name function here, which is arrow functions, and it accepts object as a parameter. And what it does, it returns a string adding space between those two properties of the object, that is first name and last name. And here I am calling that function with those two properties, that is first name and last name, and I am storing result in the full name. And later I am logging that result to the console. So let me save the changes. We will run the file. So here we can see the result is logged into the screen, Jane Doe. Okay, but there is a one flaw in this implementation. Suppose if someone comes here and change this property to the middle name, there is no warning message showing here that the first name and last name are the properties required for the name function. If I save the changes and run the code, then I will get undefined Joe, because the middle name is not expected here. Here expected property is first name, but we are not able to get that IntelliSense here or the warning message that middle name is not expected. To avoid that, what we can add the type of the name object right here. So it will accept first name property, that will be of type string, and accept last name property, that will be of type string. So now here we get the error that it should be of type first name, and look, we get the IntelliSense here. But imagine having large number of functions like this, and you are performing operation on name in many cases. So every time you need to specify the object properties and type of object like this. So definitely this is not a suitable case, and we have a solution for that. We can simply go here and define an interface like this. The interface, look at the naming convention. I have kept an N capital here for name. So this is called as Pascal naming convention. When you define the custom data, custom types, you should always keep the first letter capital. Okay, and what I am doing, I am defining the shape of the name here, that my name will consist of two properties, that is first name and last name, and both of them will be string. And instead of specifying raw values here, I can simply specify the type of my name is name, that is my interface. Now I will try to change the parameter for the get full name function. I will pass first names instead of first name, and here you can see we get a compile time warning. And what is the warning? Argument of type first name is not assignable to parameter of type name. So that's the advantage of using interfaces. The next thing we'll be seeing is classes. If you are not familiar with the concept of cohesion, cohesion states that things which are related to each other should be part of one unit, like humans, man, woman, children are placed in one unit, that is human, and all different kinds of fruits are placed in one unit, that is fruit. So this concept is called as cohesion. So as here you can see, we have the fields declaration here, then we have declared the get full name method outside of the interface. So we are not following the principle of cohesion here. So to follow the principle, I will try to convert that interface into class. So instead of interface, I will have a class keyword here. Instead of commas, we will have semicolon right here. And now I will try to move that method inside the class. So let me paste the contents there, and now let me delete the piece of code from right here. Okay, and instead of passing that object, we will access directly the class fields. So to access the class fields, we need to use this keyword to refer to that field related to class, and instead of last name, we will use last name field of that class. Okay, so let me declare a variable of type name. So I have declared a variable name1 of type name, and here you can see a colon, and then I'm specifying that type of variable should be name. And if I hover over the name, that the type of variable is name. This thing is called as type assertion in TypeScript. Okay, so with the help of name1, now I can access the each field and the function declared in the name class. So here I am able to access the both first name and last name fields, plus I am able to access the get full name function. If I try to access that get full name function now and try to log the result onto the screen, I will get undefined because both first name and last name fields are not initialized. So now I will try to initialize the value of those variables. So now what we have done here, I have assigned the first name, I have initialized the values for the first name and last name, and I am calling the get full name function of the name class and store the result into result variable, and I am trying to log the result into the console. So let's run the JS file to see the output, and here we get the error cannot set property first name of undefined. So compiler is not able to find the name1 variable because we have not initialized the variable. So to initialize the variable, what we can do, we have to allocate the memory to that variable. And how we can allocate memory to that variable, we can use a new keyword provided by JavaScript, and simply we can specify the class name here and then parenthesis. What this will do, this will assign the memory to that variable. Now we can remove the name type assertion from here, and still we can see the type of name1 is name. Now if I save the changes and try to run the code, here you can see we get the result, that is Jane-Doe. That's how class work. The next type is enum. You use enum to declare the constant. Here I have declared a month enum and stored 4 months into it, and you can access any constant by using that enum like this. So here you are able to access any month from that enum. Now what we'll do, we will try to assign value for that each constant. In this way you can assign value to each constant. Now I'm trying to log the value of Jan constant to the console. So let me save the changes, we'll run the file, and here we get 1. So that's how enum works. The last type remaining is array. You can declare array in TypeScript like this. So I have specified a variable name marks here, and I have used type assertion to declare it as an array, and we are declared number array. You can declare any type of array in TypeScript like this. Suppose you want to declare a string array, you can declare it like this. I have specified the names, and the type of that array is string, and I have stored all the string values into that array. And suppose you are trying to access the methods available for that array, you can access all the methods available for that array. If you are curious about different method available for arrays, you can check out my tutorial on array methods. So guys, that's it for now. So friends, thanks for watching. If you are having any questions, drop them in comment section. I will be happy to answer your questions. See you in the upcoming tutorial.